Sometimes buying something can turn out to be a great investment. I'm not even talking about expensive items. Sometimes something that costs less than $100 can really improve your quality of life. So I'm breaking this video down into 3 categories, all of which can really help elevate your entire life. Starting off with hygiene. Now, I genuinely think the bare minimum is for you to be clean. So one small thing that you could buy is something like a silicone scrubber to make sure that you're really getting in there when you're showering. I feel like I could have said something better than getting in there, but you know what I mean. If you lather this up with a good body wash, this is gonna help scrub dead skin cells and really clean out bacteria that might be building up, especially in the more problematic areas like armpits. Most guys are not cleaning this well enough, so getting a shower tool like a silicone scrubber, not only is it easier to scrub, but it's way more efficient, really making sure that you are staying clean. And this is something that you can buy for less than $10. Now, one thing that's very important is your oral hygiene. And this is the same conversation about smelling good. You also want to make sure that your breath doesn't smell bad. And one thing that's really going to help with that is a tongue scraper. Not many people know this, but your tongue is actually what carries the most bacteria. So most of the time, if you are dealing with bad breath, it's because you're not cleaning your tongue. A lot of you guys recommended a stainless steel or metal tongue scraper. And I got to say, that's definitely one of the best purchases I've made. Now, I feel like this should go without saying, but make sure that you wash this every time you use it. And I'm not talking about just rinsing it. I'm talking about actually washing it. Since we're not using the disposable ones, you really make sure that this has to stay clean. Otherwise, that is just very disgusting. Again, this is just a small purchase that you could find for less than 20 bucks. Now, at this point, I consider smelling good a personality trait. You should aim to be that guy who always smells good, no matter where you're going. If you're going to school, work, coffee shop, even the gym. So I really sat down and thought, what cologne goes good with everything that I just named? I honestly came to the conclusion that Acqua di Gio Profundo, this cologne goes with absolutely everything. It's strong enough that people are gonna notice this cologne on you. There might even be some people to compliment you. It's also strong enough that it's gonna last pretty much the entire day. But of course, the most important thing is the versatility. If you're on the younger side and you don't want a huge cologne collection because it costs so much money, then getting one cologne that fits every occasion, that should be your main priority. Like I said, Acqua di Gio Profundo is definitely the one that you should try. All right, the next category is gonna be supplements. Now I gotta say, when most people hear supplements, they just think of some gym guy who's just putting protein powder in absolutely everything. Supplements is more than just gaining muscle. There are supplements that are backed by science that will help you function better throughout the entire day. First one being is magnesium. As of lately, I've been taking this in the form of L-threonate. Recent study shows that this is the only form of magnesium that's able to enter the blood-brain barrier. So this is easily the best thing that you could be taking to really improve how your brain works. Whether you're a student who wants to do a better job of locking in at school, maybe you're starting a business, or I would even say in general, every guy should aim to make their brain work better. And magnesium, especially magnesium L-threonate, is definitely gonna help with that. I take this every morning. I've been noticing a huge difference. I just feel like my brain just works better. I get less brain fog. I'm able to think clearly. And one thing to keep in mind is there are plenty of studies out there that show that majority of people are actually deficient in magnesium. So if you really wanna improve your life, I definitely recommend starting here. I got mine from the vitamin shop. I think it was around 60 bucks. It really doesn't matter what brand you go with. Just take this on a daily basis and you will notice a difference. Now, I mentioned it earlier, but protein is definitely one of the most essential supplements that you should be taking, not only to build muscle, but you need protein to survive and really make sure that your body's staying healthy and fit. And I gotta say, the convenience of having a good protein bar is just completely unmatched. Being able to eat this on the go whenever you're on a rush is just so convenient, which is why I absolutely love something like the David protein bar, which is the sponsor of today's video. This is easily the highest protein to calorie ratio in any protein bar, only 150 calories with 28 grams of protein. And unlike the other protein bars that I've actually tried, this one is actually enjoyable. I'll be honest, I'm just not the kind of guy who will sacrifice taste for nutrition. I think it's so important to actually enjoy the foods that you are eating. And for example, the peanut butter chocolate chunk flavor, I could eat this every day and never get tired of it. This is why David is such a staple in my diet, especially while cutting. You want high amounts of protein to keep you full throughout the day without wasting calories. And since these protein bars don't spike your blood sugar, I eat these knowing that it is nothing but beneficial to eat these. Like I said, sometimes you're just in a rush, you don't have time to cook. So instead of going straight to something that's unhealthy, eating a David bar is gonna keep you way more full, actually satisfy your cravings, and really making sure that you're hitting your protein goal. You've heard me talk about these so many times. So if you wanna try out David, the link's gonna be the first one in the description, or you can scan this QR code right here. You could also get a free carton if you purchase 4 or more. Like I said, this is something that I highly recommend. So again, boys, the link's gonna be the first one in the description. All right, the next supplement is pre-workout. The last few months, I was raw dogging my workouts. And as of last week, I finally started using pre-workout, and it has made the biggest difference. Not only does it make my workouts way more enjoyable, but I notice it in my performance as well. I'm stronger, I don't get fatigued as fast, and the pumps lately have been amazing. Now, I'll be honest, I'm really at the point where I don't want caffeine in my pre-workout. When I'm done working out, I don't want to deal with the crash that most pre-workouts deal with. So nowadays, if I do take a pre-workout, it's only going to be a non-stim. This just means that there's no caffeine. So I like to look for ingredients like L-tyserine. This boosts focus and mental clarity. Ingredients like L-citrulline is going to increase blood flow and give you a better pump. My most recent pickup is from Raw Nutrition. This is their pump formula. I'll be honest, doesn't taste the best. Maybe I shouldn't have gone with the lemonade flavor, but once I'm done slamming this down, like I said, I feel so much better throughout my workouts. I honestly don't think that I can go back to hitting my workouts without pre-workout, but getting any pump formula or non-stim pre-workout, that is definitely the move. That's not to say that I'm not taking caffeine. I'm just not taking caffeine while working out, but caffeine is definitely still a staple. One thing that I've been taking is Clarity by Thesis. I like to consider this pre-workout, but for work. This supplement is honestly my new holy grail. This helps improve focus. They have ingredients to lower anxiety. All this really is just a nootropic. Nootropics are just amino acids that help your brain function better, which is wildly important, especially if you want to get into deep work. Using a nootropic helps you get into the flow state way easier and lasts a lot longer. So like I said, I've been taking this pretty much every day. The one that I have does have caffeine. If you've never taken a good nootropic, this is the one that I recommend. The link for this one is also going to be in the description. All right, the next category that we're going to focus on is home. Whether you're living by yourself or you just want to elevate your own space, there are certain things that you could buy to really make sure that your place looks better, is way more cozy, and you actually like spending time here. I gotta say, the first thing definitely made the biggest difference, and that is an air fryer. This has single-handedly made dieting way easier. I'm actually excited to cook, and I'm just way less likely to go out and eat, knowing that I can make something simple that's way healthier and costs a lot less. There are tons of air fryers out there that cost a ton of money. The one that I got, you could buy for about 80 bucks. It's super simple. Unfortunately, it's not like the expensive air fryers that damn near have its own AI in there, like you're talking to Jarvis. Those air fryers go for like $400. That is insane. I feel like I made the right decision buying this one. I just throw whatever I want in there, wait about 10 minutes. It's really simple to use and it's very easy to clean. So really happy with this one. Your boy has been a chef with this thing. The next thing you could buy are good bed sheets. Now, I'm not really saying that bed sheets are going to help improve your sleep. I definitely feel like I sleep way better having good bed sheets. For example, one thing that most people struggle with is heating up at night. There's been some times where I just woke up sweating because I had the wrong fabric of bed sheets. So I actually have two different kinds, one bamboo and one linen. Both of these are so comfortable. I absolutely love them. I got mine from Quince. I think they're just shy of $100. There's just something about after a long day, getting into your comfortable bed and just knocking out. I love that feeling, and I definitely credit a lot of that towards good bed sheets. I would experiment with different fabrics. Like I said, I have the two. Either or a good option, but I definitely have been using the bamboo ones a lot more recently. The next thing that's going to improve your home is a room spray. Like I mentioned earlier, I strive to be the guy who always smells good. So it goes without saying that your place should smell good as well. Getting a room spray like this one from Drift has made it so easy to do so, and I've gotten a ton of compliments with it. The scent that I got is like a vanilla tobacco kind of scent. It smells mature, smells sophisticated. As soon as people walk in, they smell it and they absolutely love it. Now you can spray it into the air, but it's not going to last as long. So I like to spray it onto something that's going to hold on to it. For example, couches, my rug, which I just bought, by the way. This rug is awesome. One thing I'm looking into is putting a pad by the door. That way I can spray it directly into the pad, keep it by the door, and make sure that that place always smells good as well. And again, it's just going to make the room spray last a lot longer. But yeah, especially if you're the guy to have people over, you of course need to make your place clean, but to really take it that extra step further, get a room spray to make sure that it smells good as well. This next item goes into my workflow, so my desk setup. Recently, I picked up this B-series desk shelf, and it's made my desk setup way better. First of all, I get extra storage because I can put stuff on this platform and keep stuff underneath. It also has this tray that I'm able to store more stuff in as well. Now, obviously, you can see for yourself, I don't have a ton of stuff in this desk setup. Keep in mind, I just moved in about 2 months ago, but I am still really loving how it's looking so far. And one thing that's made the biggest difference is definitely this desk shelf. You could get this for about 80 bucks. Of course, I had to match the color with my desk. Just makes it look so much better. The entire thing is from Vernal. Again, everything is going to be linked in the description. Now, like I said, getting any of these items will improve your quality of life, but instead of always buying something, there are certain things that you can do to improve your life. And if you want to see a video about 10 things that have improved my life, here's a video to show you exactly that.